Hello everybody and welcome back to our GM mode commentary for the New York Rangers. Let me apologize first by being, gone for so long. It's been a couple of weeks since my last update. At the end of the last video, we had just finished up free agent signing, and I told you all I would go ahead and edit the lines and everything in both the NHL and AHL rosters to kind of speed things along. I went ahead and simulated through the preseason as well, so we are here at day one of the NHL regular season, and I'll just show you the lines real quick. Not a lot has changed. Buchnevich is up here now. Kurt Isles is actually looking like a pretty good pickup. He is going to be our fourth line center because his face-off is actually better than Oscar Lindberg's. So we're going to keep him there at center. Move Lindbergh over to the right wing. We have Miller at the right wing as well because Tobias Reeder was actually listed as a third line scoring forward, and Kevin Hayes was listed as a second line forward. So I went ahead and made that switch. Buchnevich is our third line center, playing a bit above his role, but I think he will grow into it. On defense, we have Victor Hedman, our big free agent signing, with Ryan McDonough. Brady Shea is up here on the second pairing with Keith Yandel, and Xavier Ouellet is with Dylan McElrath. I went ahead and hit best lines after I did all the roster moves, and they actually had McElrath up here instead of Connor Murphy. So we are going to keep him for the 7th D for right now. He may be somebody that we trade. He's actually younger than Dylan McElrath, so honestly, I may reconsider that and put him as the 6th defenseman, but we'll see. And Jesper Fast and Luke Adam are up here as well. As for, one other thing I need to show you guys. We do have Igor Shesterkin. Man, that name always gets me. Igor Shesterkin is up here. He is going to be our backup. Antti Raanta is going to be the starter for our AHL team, which I am now going to show you. Big thing that I noticed, Alexei Sorella is a 75 overall, so I made sure he is already on the team. I made sure he is, in the lineup, he's not scratched. Korostelev actually dropped since then, so I may swap him with Sorella. I'd like to see Sorella on the top pairing here. I think he's going to grow into something pretty good for us. On the defense, we have the following lines. Ryan Graves with Callie Anderson, Ryan Mantha with Josh McFadden, and then this bottom pairing is not very good at all. Defense is going to be a bit of an issue, but we have some studs for goaltenders down there. Antti Raanta is probably not going to be too happy with that, but it is what it is. So we will go ahead. We'll get back to the NHL. I'm going to actually try to get through an entire season here. We're going to take it 5 games at a time like usual, and we'll see what happens here. So we're off to a decent start. We've got points in all 4 games so far. We are 3-0-2, so 2 losses, but we did manage to pick up 2 points, so it's essentially the same as going 4-1. So that is a great way to start. We're going to go ahead. I don't want to check stats every 5 games, so we're going to go ahead and simulate to 10 games before we look at any of the point production or anything like that. Alright, so last year's draft was terrible. This year it's saying it's going to be weaker than normal. And Brady Shea is injured with an injured leg. He will be out till November 2nd. We're going to go ahead and just replace player. We'll let Connor Murphy get a couple games in. Likely only get this one start. Oh, jeez. That was an 8-1 loss to the New York Islanders. Not a good game right there. Connor Murphy in that one game was a -3. So when things like that happen, you kind of have some apprehension to playing that player again. Sure, it wasn't just his fault, obviously, it's a team sport, but that's a rough one. So in that stretch, not good at all. 4-3-3 to start the season. And let's see, we are third in the Metropolitan Division. Kreider is leading our team with 8 points in 10 games. We really need him to step up this year. I traded away Rick Nash, chose to go with Kreider instead. Hopefully that works out for us. He has 3 goals. Zuccarello, Yurko. So Kurt Isles down here is doing very well on the 4th line. And here's a couple more. It's still pretty early, but right now there's nobody really standing out. Kreider, 8 points in 10 games is good. 3 goals not as thrilling, but it's still early. Don't want to make any big line changes or anything just yet. Connor Murphy has lost morale from being scratched. I mean, when you're a defenseman and you're part of an 8-1 loss, your only game of the season, it's kind of hard for me to want to keep you in. We're going to just scout forwards right now. Okay, so we got a couple wins there after a couple of back-to-back losses. We'll go ahead and do, we'll do 5 more here. Get to the 20 game mark for the season. And we are offered Nicholas Kronwall for Korostelev, Naus, and Roy. I'm pretty comfortable with our defensive core right now. Kronwall's up there in age, so I'm going to pass on that. We will go ahead and take a look at player morale here. Keith Yandel and Connor Murphy. Good performances are something that come naturally to me, obviously. You can always do better. And he does not like having no ice time. Negative effect. One thing I just noticed, Keith Yandel is listed as a 7th defenseman. Now, if I'm understanding this correctly, I feel like that means he has the potential to really drop over the year. So we really need to keep an eye on Keith Yandel. If I see him go down to an 85 or an 84, we are going to have to send him out. Because that's not good. He's only 31. I wouldn't expect that. And they're going to keep offering us Nicholas Kronwall. I do not want him. They're probably going to offer it to us every other day. Thankfully not right there. So we are 9-8-3. Not a good start. We are above 500, but we are 5th in the Metropolitan Division. Kreider has 14 points in 20 games played. I want to take a look at Keith Yandel, because that is a bit concerning. Let's see how his production has been. So he has 8 points, which is, that's good for 5th on our team. That top line is pretty terrible in terms of plus minus, and that's really strange considering Hedman and McDonough, we have 2 top 2 defensemen, and they're both minus players. Never good to see. Keith Yandel is doing fine. He's still listed as a 7th defenseman. I'm going to, like I said, keep an eye on that. Our 4th line is not doing well at all either. A -8 for him, -6, and Lindbergh is a -8. Man, what happened to Lindbergh being a big performer for us? I mean, he won the Calder. He had 52 points in his first season, and then 30 last season, still respectable. And then now, man, he's having a rough year. So we're going to go ahead and do 5 more games here, see where we stand there, and then we may go ahead and make some moves. 4 years left at $6 million, no. Henrik Zetterberg would be a nice pickup, but that's way too long for somebody his age. McFadden is injured. We're going to go ahead and just automatically replace player. Alright, so getting a couple wins here. McFadden is back, of course. Probably didn't even miss a single game, but still has to do the line change. So we'll go ahead and do this really quick. We'll get back to the NHL. I'm going to take a quick look at Keith Yandel again. He's still sitting at an 86. He is a +1 with 8 points still. We're going to ignore player morale for right now. Alright, so we're getting some wins, which is good to see. And then we lose one. I do not want your 40-year-old players. Detroit, please stop offering me. Alright, so we have slipped to 6th in the Metropolitan Division. Not looking good. So we are going to go ahead and try to make some line changes. Switch things up here. I think our top line, 3 goals, 17 assists. 6 goals, 11 assists. 8 goals, 6 assists. Seems like may want to move Zuccarello. Maybe move Yurko up there. Yurko has 4 goals and 9 assists. So yeah, we'll give that a shot. These two, the second line was at least, plus players. I think they're the only, looks like they're the only plus players on our team. Alright. What I'm gonna do is we are going to actually scratch Oscar Lindberg. He is a -10. Gonna bring in Jesper Fast. We'll see if that makes things a little better for us. I was expecting better things from this line, but I think their defensive category, all three together, isn't the best. But honestly, there's not much of a better choice. We could take Buknovich out, but I really want him to play. He is 22. He's an 81 overall. He's ready to play. I mean, defensively, man, that top pairing is not doing well. I think one of the main issues is that we only have one right-handed defenseman. That leaves guys like McDonough and Brady Shea left over here on the right wing, or I guess just the right-handed defenseman. But I don't really want to make any trades blow up the team anymore. Let's take a look at the goalies. So Lundqvist has 9 wins. Decent. Honestly, his save percentage is decent. Goals against isn't great. Igor is not playing well at all. He is listed as a backup goalie, and honestly, I'd say it's more based on the defense in front of him than anything. So we're honestly, I mean, there's not a lot we can do but just kind of hope the team can turn it around a little bit. We'll do 5 more games, and then we'll think about moving around like the special teams and stuff. Alright, so Pavel Buknovich has been injured with a neck strain. We're going to go ahead and replace player. I think Lindberg will just take his spot. Alright, so in that stretch we went 2-2-1. Still not good enough. Before I do much, I really want to get Buknovich back in the lineup. We're going to go ahead and dismiss player morale for right now. And they keep offering us Zetterberg, and his trade value continues to go down, so clearly that's not a good trade to make. And they're going to keep doing it. It reminds me of the older NHLs when I wanted a player in the GM modes. I would constantly offer these combinations to try to get them, and that would make my GM reputation plummet. But here in NHL 16, they just spam it every day, and no consequences. Must be nice. And all it does is, now Antti Raanta has been injured. We'll go ahead and let the assistant coach replace a player. That'll just bring Hellberg in. And Buknovich is back. So we'll take a look at, I believe, so Oscar Lindberg did take his place. Did not play any better. So we're going to keep him out. We're going to bring back in Buknovich here. We'll take a look at Jesper Fast. He is a -2. So that fourth line is just terrible. say the least. The second line, still looking pretty good. And the first line is improving, so I'd say putting Yurko on that top line and moving Zuccarello down was a good call. This fourth line, though, only thing I can think of is to scratch Edom and bring in Luke Adam. Let's take a look at Luke. He is a fourth line forward. Defensive category is terrible, though. We're going to give it a shot, just because obviously something isn't working with that fourth line. Now on the power play, we have Kreider, Stepan. We'll go ahead and switch Zuccarello with Yurko. I want to keep Ryder up there, but we can take off Brady Shea and bring in, let's see who has a good shot at the point. I don't think Kevin Hayes has a good shot, no. Buchnevich is not any better. I want to say JT Miller has a really good shot. Okay, I guess not. So we will leave that how it is, but we need to take a look at the penalty kill. So Kurt Isles and Miller, and Hayes and Broussard. Okay, let's go ahead and take Yandel off. He doesn't need to be on the penalty kill. And we will put Xavier Oulet, however you want to pronounce it, as he is not getting any time. We'll do the same here. And we're actually going to split up Hedman McDonough. That way there will be a top two on each. So we will put McElrath on the first with Hedman, McDonough with Oulet. Do the same for the 4-on-4. And there's extra stuff like that. I don't think we need to worry about that. We'll see if this does anything different. We'll go 5 more games, and then we'll take a look at points. Alright, so we are 18, 17, and 5. I'm telling you, this, my time here in New York just can't be going any worse, can it? So we'll take a quick look at the points. Kreider is still leading us with 27 points in, I think, 35 games. In 40 games, okay, so that's not too great. And you can kind of get a look here. Zuccarello has 14 goals. You can see Yandel is still positive. Hedman and McDonough got a little better, not much. Buchnevich only 7 points. Take a look at our AHL squad while we're here. So Sorella was definitely a good call to bring him up. Seems like him and Brad Morrison are going to be good for us in the future. Grupp's having an okay season, not great. Vahataloh's right there with him. So overall, at least the AHL squad is doing well. Doesn't help us here in the NHL though. Let's go ahead and take a look at the team itself. And we'll take a quick look here at like our penalty kill, our power play, everything like that. So right now, St. Louis Blues are leading the NHL with 54 points. We sit probably bottom 10. Okay, we're in 18th, so plenty of teams still below us. It is a step up from last year. That's honestly not saying much. Goals 4 per game. We are third, so we're third worst. So we are not scoring. We are not scoring at all. Third lowest scoring team in the league. And alright, so it looks like we're middle of the pack in terms of goals allowed. Our power play percentage at 13%, wow, which is 5th worst in the NHL. And our penalty kill is 75%, which is also horrible. Might be worst. 2nd worst. Alright, so special teams are an issue, scoring's an issue. Basically the same things that were an issue last year. I was hoping Victor Hedman could help us out there. Surprised that the penalty kill is not doing very well. So, we are going to go ahead and move Kreider. Let's see how we're doing on power play goals. Kreider has 2. He had 2 last year, and that's all he had. I'm just going to try to get some new looks here. Want to keep Yandel there. Brady Shea's offensive awareness is okay, but we have to have a better choice than Brady Shea. What about Xavier Ouellet? Offensive awareness? No. So yeah, Brady Shea is our best choice. Zuccarello is leading us in goals, so I'm going to actually keep him there because him and Brassard, I think, are working well together. The penalty kill is clearly an issue, and I don't think Kurt Isles is a good choice. Kevin Hayes should definitely not be taking face-offs either. We're going to go Brassard and Miller, and let's see how Luke Adams doing. 3 goals, a +3. We're going to put him on the penalty kill instead of instead of Kurt Isles. Let me take a look at forwards and see who's got the best defensive categories. Much as I hate to give them too much ice time, we may want to put Stepan in. I think that's what we're going to end up doing. So we're going to real quickly here put in Derek Stepan. We'll see who has better face-offs out of these two. Alright, so Luke Adam and Derek Stepan on the second penalty kill line. We're going to go with Stepan and Brassard just for the 3-on-3s. I know these guys are going to get a lot of playing time compared to a lot of our other players, but we need to make some changes here. So Xavier Ouellet was not happy, so I think he's probably not happy with ice time. So we'll go ahead and put McElrath on the bottom here, and he's getting enough time. All right. So we are 40 games in. We're 18, 17, and 5. We really need to pick it up if we want to clinch a spot in the playoffs. Definitely don't want to go 2 years in a row without being a playoff team. And the Red Wings are going to keep offering us Henrik Zetterberg. I know I could go in and change our trading block, but it slips my mind every time. After this 5 games, that's what we'll probably do. Yeah, we're going to do that. Alright, so we've won 3 in a row. Go ahead and unfortunately have to do this. It's kind of ridiculous that I have to stop this just to change our trading block to stop getting the same offer every day. Definitely don't want to offer that. Or Tarky. Yeah. I'm going to actually change this a little bit. I don't really have anybody that I want to offer, though. Yeah, so we're just going to go ahead and keep it to where we're not looking for anything, we're not offering anything. That way, hopefully, Detroit will stop offering us Henrik Zetterberg. And they may not. But we have made that change. We did win 3 in a row of our last 5. Which, if we have any chance of making the playoffs, we need to do a lot more of that. And that's not a good start. So we're here now at the All-Star break. 21, 20, and 5. Not not what you want to see in a team that you hope's going to make the playoffs. We're at 500 now, so 21, 22, and 6. So we moved our lines around. That didn't do it either. I'm telling you, this team just, there's something. It's not even that something's missing. It's just the simulation does not like this team. We're going to go ahead and take Hellberg out. Bring back Ranta. Thankfully, our AHL team, I think, was still doing well. Take a quick look at everybody's stats through here. -10, -13, -5. Second line's still doing well. Zuccarello with 16 goals. Third line, not horrible. Since coming back from injury, Buchnevich is actually better, even though his defense has dropped to 2. Make of that what you will. The third line, or the fourth line, continues to be abysmal. Kurt Isles is a -15. Don't really understand that, especially when he has more goals than a considerable portion of our team. He's listed as a fourth line forward. Yeah, I just don't know what to make of this team, guys. It's looking more and more like we are not going to be a playoff team 2 years in a row now. And at that point, it's almost time to hit the explode button, blow up everything. Connor Murphy is disgruntled. He's not happy, not playing. If you have something constructive to say, say it. I think the locker room is not in good shape, needs a shakeup. Need you to be part of the solution. Thinking the team hasn't been performing well. This is definitely a rough patch. Xavier Roulette does not like his ice time. So basically everybody on this team hates it. I'm thinking definitely time to blow the team up a little bit. Yeah, so we've won one of our last 1 of our last 7. We're 22, 27, and 6. We are not going to be a playoff team yet again. So it is time to trade some players. Keith Yandel worries me, being listed as a 7th defenseman now. So he is going to be the first one that we ship out. I'd like to send him to a Western Conference team. Let's see what Calgary has to offer here. See if they have anyone they don't have anybody matching the block. Nobody they want to give up. They do want Keith Yandel, I believe. If we could get someone like Sam Bennett, that would be amazing. Because we do need that top line center. He is listed as a second liner, so he is 21. Okay, they don't want Keith Yandel. But if we are going to be getting a center back, we are going to be sending one the other way. And honestly, just based on the way they've both been playing, I would rather ship out Stepan, to be honest. Both are listed as second liners. Stepan's younger, so we'll go ahead and send Brassard. And let's take a look at their prospects here. See if they have anybody else that might be good to pick up. They have a couple. There's a top 6 forward, 73 overall at 21. Let's try to get him and this seal-off guy. So like I said, at this point we are blowing the team up a little bit more. I don't think we're going to be destined for the playoffs. Apparently that is too much. So I'm okay with not getting young. Let's try to get these two and a draft pick. We'll try just for the fourth. Just a bit low, so we'll try for a fifth. If that does not work, we will just take out the draft pick, and that should go through. And there we go. So, Keith Yandel and Derek Brassard are no longer a part of the team, but we have a couple new young players to bring in. Seems like we've done this a couple years in a row, but hopefully eventually that is going to pay off. So now Derek Stepan can move to that second line center position, and we have one that will be a first line center very soon. He is 21 years old, Sam Bennett, and he is listed as a playmaker. Very good point production this year. Now on defense, we will be bringing up Xavier Ouellette, and Connor Murphy will be finally getting some time. Actually, we'll be playing seal-off, won't we? 81 overall defensive defenseman. Or we could get Connor Murphy back in there. I'm going to get Connor Murphy back in there simply because he's very cheap. Contract's great, and I think we can get that back up. We'll go ahead and move Stepan down to the second line. Keep all of this the same. We're going to get Connor Murphy out of there, though. And since we don't have another really good defenseman, we'll go ahead and just put JT Miller back there. Who knows? Let's see if one of these guys has a good slap shot. So, Tobias Reeder's slap shot's better. We'll put him on the point. Same here. Really, at this point, we're just trying anything to make this team a little bit more effective. We'll move Stepan and Bennett yet again on the penalty kill. I think everything will be good to stay the same. So yeah, we'll go with that for now. See how that goes. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get to the trade deadline, and I think that's where we're going to call it quits. We'll see if this helps us any. So we at least are managing to win a few games here. It may be. And Brady Shea's been injured with an injured knee. He's only going to miss one game at least. Maybe two tops. Yep, so we only missed one. Seems like that shakeup's actually really helped things out here. Definitely going to keep Seal off as the 7th defenseman, especially being a -18. That's abysmal. Seems like bringing in Sam Bennett was a very good choice. So we were 28 and 7. David Jones. This is the last year of his contract. His defensive categories are okay. You know what? I'm actually going to claim David Jones. I think we can put him on that 4th line right wing position, and he may be able to help out. I'm not giving up on this team just yet. I think there's still a chance. We're going to go ahead and scratch Jesper Foss. Jones is down in the AHL, isn't he? Alright, so roster moves real quick. We're going to bring up David Jones. I thought when you claimed him, he had to stay in this. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Let's see, we're going to go ahead and risk losing Jesper Foss. I don't think... Alright, I clicked it. I don't think anybody will claim him. If they do, okay. Alright, let's see if that works. Alright, and good. Jesper Foss was not claimed. So real quick, we're going to put David Jones in. We're going to put Jesper Foss in the lineup down there in the AHL. think he can help them out too. He's a great player. I think we just need a couple new faces up here. We're going to scratch Lindblad. He's 27 already. No room for growth. All right. And there we go. So, like I said, I don't want to give up on this team just yet. We're here at the trade deadline. We're last in the Metropolitan Division. So apparently the Metro has been very, very strong this year. Out of the top 10, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 of the top 10 are from the Metro. And then 5 of the top 15. So, yeah, okay, so despite this nice winning streak, we have slipped down to a bottom 10 team, unfortunately. But, like I said, I don't want to give up on this team too much. I think we've really, in terms of blowing up the team, I think we've moved the pieces we're going to move. I do not want to trade Henrik Lundqvist. Lundqvist is going to retire a New York Ranger, unless he requests a trade, which hopefully that doesn't happen. He's 36, 4 years left. We're going to honor that contract. In terms of defensemen, we'll just see if anybody's about to have their contract expire. Brady Shea is. So Brady Shea is going to be someone we need to re-sign, but we have $9 million in cap space available. Not going to be an issue, especially after we move Yandel. On the right wing, nobody is up. Nobody's too old. David Jones will be up too, so that'll be another $1 million in cap space. Left wing, same thing. JT Miller's contract's up. He's not going to get much, if any, of a pay raise. And then centers. Yep, so everybody's signed through the next couple of years. Everybody's pretty young. I think we need to just stay put, stay confident in the team. Things should turn around here. So we're going to go ahead and do 10 games, get to the last little bit of the season here. We're not, like I said, making any more trades, because since making the trades that we did, we have only lost 2 games. Let's take a quick look at the player morale. Henrik Lundqvist. Let's see what Hank has to say here. He is happy with the moves that we've made. We're going to tell him we need on-ice performances out of him. Thanks for the opportunity to prove my worth. You have to prove you can stay up here. I think he can bring it. Okay, Emerson Edom is not happy about his lack of ice time. I'm going to consider actually bringing him back, just simply based on the performance of Kurt Isles. Kurt Isles is listed as a presence, though. I may want to keep him happy, keep him playing. And we're winning games, so actually I don't see any reason to change that. We'll go ahead and do the scouting again. I'm going to look for an American defenseman this time. So we are above 500 again. Probably just jinxed that. 32, 30, and 7. Couple losses here. I think if we went on a decent win streak to end the season, we may be able to clinch something, but it's really hard to say. We moved up to 7th. Wild card is 38, 29, and 6, so that is 6 points ahead of us, I believe. But it's not out of the realm of possibility. Yep, 6 points ahead, and they do have one of the wild card spots, so it's possible. We need to go on a decent streak here. If we could win the last few, we could steal that. We'd need to win, honestly, all 9 games to guarantee that. We're going to go ahead and just simulate through. And we'll see if we can try to steal one of those spots. Like I said, it's highly unlikely. Okay, then these losses are definitely not going to happen now. But we'll see. 40th, it's possible. So, Did we manage to seal up a playoff spot? Let's see. Oh. So the Capitals were a team that we were competing for, that wild card spot with. Oh, that's horrible. Oh. So we did enough to clinch a playoff spot, but the regulation and overtime wins went to the Devils. That's a shame. Like I said, still had faith in the team. I didn't want to blow it up anymore. This is promising for next year because everybody that was here this year will be back. But man, that's awful. I mean, to have the same amount of points and not be able to get that wild card spot when we were eighth in the Metropolitan at one point, right before that trade, and now our draft pick's not going to be as good either. That definitely is a shame. Bukovic managed to get some goals in there. That was good to see. He got 14 goals. Kurt Isles had a good number of goals despite being horrible plus minus. Of course, Sam Bennett led our team in points. Kreider had a better season. 15 goals, much better than last year. Zuccarello with 24 goals, so it seems like scoring was up. McDonough and Hedman did manage to turn it around, turned into plus players. Let's take a look at the goalies. So Lundqvist had a .931 save percentage, which is great. 2.08 goals against average, 8 shutouts. And Shesterkin had 7 wins in 20 games, .9 save percentage, and about 3 goals per game. So as much as I hate to say it, Shesterkin may or may not have cost us a playoff spot. You know, if he could have gone 8 and 9, 8 and 9, we would have had a playoff spot. So that's always a shame to see, but it just wasn't in the cards this year. We'll go ahead and go down to the AHL because I believe they are going to be. Yeah, there's no way they won't be a playoff team. We'll watch their playoff run. We'll look at all the awards, look at the playoff tree, and everything like that. Nice little losing streak here for them to go out on. That's not good. All right, so they're up against the Bridgeport Sound Tigers. Can you correct me if I'm wrong? Okay, yep, good. Leading us down in the AHL is Sorella. Very good to see there. He's up to a 78, so a good chance he could be ready next year. Morrison's a 78 as well. Gropp had a decent year, again a 78. Marsh, great. All of these guys are playing very well. So we'll go ahead and follow them through their playoff run. And right before the draft, we'll take a look at points and everything like that. I'm just going to go ahead and simulate to the draft, but we'll be able to watch the playoff run. In the meantime, could be over very quickly. Could be over right here. We'll go ahead and take a look at defensemen. And swept in the first round. So yeah, not a good way to end the season either way, with barely missing out on the playoffs and then getting swept in the playoffs in the AHL. We'll go ahead and get to the day before the draft. Take a look at points, see who led the NHL in points, see who won the Stanley Cup, everything like that. I do want to draft in this video, as well as sign everybody, and probably do free agency. We'll go ahead and get all of that done since it's been 2 weeks since I've done a video. And it's not like this takes too long. We're not going to have a lot to do in terms of contracts anyway. So the Canadiens won the Stanley Cup, and Bridgeport won the Calder Cup. Makes it a little easier to bear losing to them. All right. So we'll go ahead here, take a look at player morale and stuff too. So the Stanley Cup went to the Montreal Canadiens, President's Trophy to the Carolina Hurricanes, and it was the Stars and Canadiens in the Stanley Cup final. Art Ross went to Sidney Crosby. He got the Hart as well. Norris to Carlson. Lady Byng Stamkos. Calder was Ehlers. Conn Smythe went to Pacioretty. Jonathan Quick, Ben Bishop. Masterton went to Dillon. And there's all of those. Take a look here at the playoff tree. So it was Jersey and Pittsburgh, and then Montreal and the Islanders, and Montreal swept Pittsburgh in the Eastern Conference Finals. It was Dallas versus Nashville, Anaheim versus Edmonton, and then Dallas defeated Anaheim 4-1, and then Montreal won 4-1. So there's that. I'm going to go ahead and just sim to the draft. We'll get all this taken care of pretty quickly. I meant to take a quick peek at the player morale, but that's okay. Our draft pick is number 14, so still a decent draft pick. We're going to go ahead and just sim to that pick. I'm not worried about moving up. We've got pretty much all the rookies in place and everything. No need to really move up and trade anybody big. Like I said, we did not make the playoffs, but we managed to get, right there. We traded a couple guys away, and in return, I mean, we went on a decent streak. We almost managed to make the playoffs. We only lost because of regulation overtime wins. So in terms of everything there, I'm pretty happy with the team. Let's take a look at offensive defenseman here. I did not scout him. He is set to go in the first round. I think we ought to go for this guy. This Inglis really interests me as well, though. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go with Lilja. Hopefully that's not a mistake, and it wasn't a good pick. Okay. All right. A lot of times, though, it says high 7th defenseman, and it could be much better. I'm clicking. There we go. We're going to just sim a couple picks. I want to see. Okay, so the goalie wasn't much better. Take a look at everybody back here. Looks like Tampa Bay got a really good pick. We're going to go ahead and just sim to our next pick. Like I said, I'm not interested in really trading for anybody. We do have the 5th pick in round 2, so we'll see if we manage to scout anybody that has high potential. Right wing sniper, top 9. Could be good. If nothing else looks any better, that's probably who we'll pick up. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to really scout that well, so I think that guy's probably our best bet. There's a lot of second rounders. I think we have a couple second round picks as well, so we'll go ahead and take him. Top 9. Okay. I believe we have another one here very soon. Yeah, so we have our second round pick as well. We'll go back and see if any of these guys were any better. All right, so there was an elite left wing sniper, but can't win them all. That Moroza was good, so we'll go ahead and make another pick. Should be a defenseman we can pick up here. Maybe we'll get lucky here with our other second round pick. What we really need is a right wing, or a right-handed defenseman. Both of those are left-handed. Both of these are set to go a little later on. I froze there for a second. Alright. So there are no available right-handed defensemen. I'm going to go ahead and take this Milroy offensive defenseman. The top 4, there we go. So that was a good pick for us. So Milroy's looking like our best draft pick in the second round so far. we'll go ahead and scout, or we'll let the computer draft probably the rest after this. Now there is a potential top 9 here, but we have plenty of forwards. I really want to focus on defensive players right now. So there's a right-handed guy, so that's probably. So we have Gill, and we have Langfield. Alright, so I'm going to go with Gill, actually. Hopefully Langfeld isn't better. Top 6 defenseman, there we go. I want to sim picks until we see him, just to see how he was. Langfeld is who we're looking for here. Alright, so low top 6. So I think we made the right choice there. Make sure we don't have another 3rd round pick or anything. Alright, so we'll take our 4th round pick and then we'll let the computer do the rest. Okay. So at this point, I think we just go for this Larson guy. Again, another right-handed defenseman will be nice. The AHL team was lacking in defensemen, so we'll go ahead and send the rest of the draft. Definitely want to take a quick look at all of these guys. Before I do that, normally do this, after I end recording. I'm going to go ahead and save, because a lot of times when I take a look at the rookies, it freezes. I don't want to lose an entire season. We'll go ahead and overwrite the current file. Like I said, I don't know if that's been fixed or not, but in previous GM modes that I've done just on my own, it would freeze whenever I'd go to look at somebody I just drafted. Their menu would stay up, but I wasn't able to exit it or anything, so I'm going to go ahead and save it just in case that happens. If that does happen, that will be the end of the video, and that'll be alright. Alright, so we'll take a quick look at our contracts here. We have 16 million in cap space. Let's take a look at unsigned first. And our best is this Hintonen, 74 overall, so we definitely want to go ahead and get him on the team. Go ahead and offer him a contract, 3 years at 9.25, and that's fine. Spurgeon, we'll go ahead and offer a contract as well. So in terms of players we picked up this draft, our first round draft pick actually does look like the worst. That's alright. We have a couple of top 6 defensemen here that'll be ready probably next year. I'm going to go ahead and just leave them unsigned. There's Larson. I believe we had another defenseman that looked pretty good. Let's see if we can find him. There he is. So Milroy's 1859 top 4. So hopefully he turns into something. We'll see. They probably signed a goalie. It seems like they always sign a goalie. They didn't, or draft one. Okay. All expiring goalies: Ronta, Skapski, sorry, and Hellberg. Let's see. So Ronta wants to be a backup, so we're gonna let Ronta go, and we will bring back Skapski and Hellberg, I guess. Unless, let's look at all goalies real quick. Alright, so we just have the 4, so yeah, we'll go ahead and sign Hellberg just in case. Alright. Go ahead and look at all expiring skaters. Brady Shea is the big one. Definitely need to get him back. He wants 4 years, 4 mil. Get him to when he's 28, so I'm okay with that. We'll offer him 4 years at 3.75. I think that's good. JT Miller wants a bit of a pay raise. I don't think he's really worth that. See if we can get him down to 2.65 for 2 years. Jesper Fost. Alright. We can get him pretty cheap, so that's fine with me as well. It's good to have depth like that. It's looking like McElrath wanting a substantial contract here. Try to get him at 1.750. That'd be okay with me. How did Jones do for us? I'd like to see that. He did fairly well. He was significantly minus before we signed him. Let's see how much he's wanting. He wants a, you know what? If nothing else, he can play in the AHL. Seal off. We're going to give a 1 year, $0.950 mil contract. He should accept that. Vahal to low. Go ahead and get him back. Tambellini, we're going to go ahead and get him back as well. These guys will just go ahead and offer. Emerson Edom. He probably doesn't want to come back. We'll try, but I'd say he's probably going to part ways with us here. Luke Adam. Luke Adam wants a one-way contract. I am going to say no to that. I don't think we're going to need him. All of these guys, it's fine to bring back. Megno, we're going to let walk as well. And Lindblad will probably let walk. Quinville, we're going to want to sign. Orzog. We'll go ahead and sign Orzog. If nothing else, we can package him with somebody else to trade. It's always good to have those rookies. So we'll advance a day, release those players that we're not going to re-sign. Okay, McElrath rejected that offer. And surprisingly, Emerson Edom returned. So we do need to go back to the contracts. I want to bring McElrath back. I actually want to take a quick look at our defenseman here. Connor Murphy's still unhappy. Even though he got to play the end of the year, that's a shame. Maybe moving him. He probably will be requesting a trade. McFadden, we're going to go ahead and release. Definitely don't want to bring someone like that back. Alright, so McElrath. We'll give you a 1.850 deal. Naus and Vala. I'm going to go ahead and say no to Naus. Actually, I'm going to say no to Vala as well. And then forwards. Oh wow, there's a lot here. Go ahead and release him. We'll release Adam. I'm going to release... yeah, you know what? We can go ahead and release these guys. We'll keep this one. Or do we need to? Let's see what Wagner wants. He wants a one-way, so yeah, Wagner's gone. Bernhardt. And we can go ahead and release him. Lindblad. Offer him a one year deal here. Rivik, we're going to go ahead and release you. Cox we'll bring back. Yeah, that's fine. Alright. So that takes care of all the contracts. Hopefully they accept. Alright, so McElrath's back. That was really the only one that really mattered. Connor Murphy's happy that McElrath's back, even though that's likely, that means he's not going to have a spot on the team once again. But it's good he's happy. Alright. Take a quick look here at the free agents. Ryan O'Reilly's available. Mark-Edward Vlasic's available. We have $8 million in cap space. So really, anybody that we want, we can go after. I don't want to sign somebody just to sign somebody, but I think we could pick up another player that could help bolster either that top six in terms of scoring or, our top four defensive core. So we did move Yandel, so going after like a Mark-Edward Vlasic or Jack Johnson wouldn't be awful. But we'll take care of that in the next video. Thanks everybody for watching. Feel free to leave any comments and suggestions on who we should sign. Let me just go through the free agency listing a little bit here. If you see anybody here that you think we should sign, feel free to chime in. And until then, I will see you next time.